Guys, it's your girl Tina. I want to go ahead and shout out Kahai Johnson. Kahai and several people have sent me this story concerning Farrah Franklin, former Destiny's Child member. This story is a mess. It's coming out of South Carolina. So what happened is that two NFL players, Daquan Bowers and Ricky Sapp, they decided to fly Farrah out to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And so they flew her out there. They said the alcohol was flowing, folks were getting drunk, but they believe that Farrah was high off of Molly's or some type of drugs because she would go into the bathroom for an extended period of time. She would talk to herself, she would rant and rave and scream and everything else. So they told Farrah to leave their house and she didn't want to leave. So they called the police on her, and you can hear their voices in the 911 tape. I'll post a link down below. It's from TMZ. You guys can check it out. And they sound really concerned, and she's screaming and she's doing all types of nonsense. And so eventually they put her out. The police come, they go searching for Farrah, and they find her, on some neighbor's lawn, passed out. So they wake her up and she's saying that she didn't mean to sleep on the lawn, but she had nowhere else to go, and so she just chose to, lay up shop. So she ends up being arrested, and she just looks crazy in her mugshot. She looks drunk and high, and it's just sad to see how much she's fallen off since Destiny's Child, her and several other members as well. So once this made national news, everybody was talking about it and, things like that. Well, today, Farrah is finally speaking out about this situation. She sent out the following tweets today on Twitter. Go ahead and check out these tweets, and I will come back with the rest of my commentary. All right. You guys just saw her message that she sent out, and to me, it was just that typical blah, blah, blah in one ear, not the other. First of all, I get so tired of whenever people get into a jam, whenever they've done something unbecoming of them, all of a sudden, here comes all the God talk, and only God can judge me, and God has me, and God knows my heart. That's fine, but leave God out of this. Just be honest and say you got high, you drunk too much, and things happen. It's just like we don't need the God speech once it's something about you being in the media that's unflattering. And then from what I'm also hearing is that she's trying to insinuate that she was saying to certain people on Twitter that they might have put something in her drink. Now, I'm not cool with that at all. I'm not cool with somebody insinuating. Either they did it or they didn't. But, don't sit there and try and mess up these guys' career or try and get them in trouble because of your poor actions. Did they sip something in your drink last time you were arrested for public intoxication? Because it's not the first time that Farrah's been in trouble and that she's been arrested for not being able to handle her liquor or whatever she was on. So, I think she needs to be careful trying to put that out there, because that's a real slippery slope, especially if she doesn't have proof. So I just find the whole situation just really, really disturbing, to the point that she would allow these guys, she didn't really know them like that. They flew her out there for whatever reason, that your imagination can run wild. They flew her out there, and she ended up getting too high and too drunk to the point where they had to call the police. So she must have been really wilding out, because a lot of folks don't like to call the police, don't like to have the police involved, because that's their reputation as well. Now, their names are all over the blogs and everything else. So, it obviously was bad to the point where they had to call the police, point blank, period. So she can miss me with all the Jesus talk and, nobody can judge her and all that other stuff. Something went down, and hopefully she'll get the treatment that she needs and figure it out and not find herself in that position anymore. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire situation. What do you think about the 911 tape? Do you feel like she was high? Do you feel like she was drunk off or something? And then how do you feel about her response, basically trying to chastise and shame people for having an opinion on the whole situation? So let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy story that's coming out of South Carolina. And by the way, we need to find a name for South Carolina, because they're really, really ratchet. And after arresting that woman at McDonald's, I'm kind of upset with South Carolina. So we need to come up with a name for South Carolina on my channel. All right, deuces.